Happy Sunday, happy Lord Day to those who go to church. Late one today, was working, helping out my father, but let's get into it. It is important that you follow the instructions described in these 6 steps. It is especially important that you observe and follow the instructions in the 6th paragraph. You may complain that it is impossible for you to see yourself in possession of money before you actually have it. Here is where a burning desire will come to your aid. If you truly desire money so keenly that your desire is an obsession, you will have no difficulty in convincing yourself that you will acquire it. The object is to want money and to become so determined to have it that you will convince yourself you will have it. Only those who become money conscious ever accumulate great riches. Money consciousness means that the mind has become so thoroughly saturated with the desire for money that one can see oneself already in possession of it. To those who have not been schooled in the working principles of the human mind, these instructions may appear impractical. It may be helpful to all who fail to recognize the soundness of the 6 steps to know that the information they convey was received from Andrew Carnegie, who began as an ordinary laborer in the steel mills. Despite his humble beginnings, Carnegie managed to make these principles yield him a fortune of considerably over than $100 million. It may be of further help to know that the 6 steps recommended here were carefully scrutinized by Thomas A. Edison. He placed his stamp of approval upon them as being not only the steps essential for the accumulation of money, but also for the attainment of any definite goal. The steps call for no hard labor. They call for no sacrifice. They do not require one to become ridiculous or credulous. To apply them calls for no great amount of education, but the successful application of these 6 principles does call for sufficient imagination to enable one to see and to understand that accumulation of money cannot be felt to chance, good fortune, and luck. One must realize that all who have accumulated great fortunes first did a certain amount of dreaming, hoping, wishing, desiring, and planning before they acquired money. You may as well know also that every great leader from the dawn of civilization down to the present who was a dreamer. If you do not see great riches in your organization, in your imagination, you will never see them in your bank balance. Never has there been so great an opportunity for practical dreamers as now exist. We who are in this race for riches should be encouraged to know that this dynamic world and where we live is demanding new ideas, new ways of doing things, new leaders, new inventions, new methods of teaching, new methods of marketing, new books, new literature, new applications for computers, new cures for diseases, and new approaches to every aspect of life and business and life. Beyond this demand for new and better things, there is one quality one must possess to win, and that is definiteness of purpose. The knowledge of what one wants and a burning desire to possess it. To accomplish this requires practical dreamers who can and will put their dreams into action. The practical dreamers have always been and always will be the pattern makers of civilization. We who desire to accumulate riches should remember that the real leaders of the world have always been people who harness and put into practical use the intangible, unseen forces of unborn opportunity. They have converted those forces or impulses of thought into skyscrapers, cities, factories, airplanes, cars, better healthcare, and every form of convenience that makes life more pleasant. Tolerance and an open mind are practical necessities for the dreamer of today. Those who are afraid of new ideas are doomed before they start. Never has there been a time more favorable to pioneer than the present. There is a vast business, financial, and industrial world to be remodeled and redirected along new and better lines. In planning to acquire your share of the riches, let no one influence you to scorn the dreamer. To win the big stakes in this ever-changing world, you must catch the spirit of the great pioneers of the past, whose dreams have given to the civilization all that has value. The spirit which serves as the lifeblood of our society, your opportunity and mine to develop and market our talents. Let us not forget Columbus dreamed of an unknown world, staked his life on the existence of such a world, and discovered it. Copernicus, the great astronomer, dreamed of a multiplicity of worlds and revealed them. No one denounced him as impractical after he had triumphed. Instead, the world worshipped at his shrine, thus proving once more that success requires no apologies, failure permits no alibis. If the first thing you wish to do is right and you believe in it, go ahead and do it. Put your dreams across and never mind what they say if you meet the temporary defeat, for they perhaps do not know that every failure brings with it the seed of an equivalent success. Henry Ford, poor and uneducated, dreamed of a hornless carriage. He went to work with what tools he possessed without waiting for opportunity to favor him, and now evidence of his dream belts the entire earth. He has now put more wheels into operation than any man who ever lived because he was not afraid to back his dreams. Thomas Edison dreamed of a lamp that would be operated by electricity. Despite more than 10,000 failures, he stood by that dream until he made it a physical reality. Practical dreamers do not quit. Lincoln dreamed of freedom for the black slaves, put his dream into action, and barely missed living to see a united North and South translate his dream into reality. The Wright brothers dreamed of a machine that would fly through the air. No one may see evidence all over the world that they dreamed soundly. Macartney dreamed of a system that harnessing the intangible forces of the ether. Evidence that he did not dream in vain may be found in every radio, TV, and cell phone in the world. Moreover, Macaulay's dream brought the humblest cabin in the most stately manor house side by side. It made the people of every nation on earth next door neighbors by creating a medium where news, information, and entertainment could instantly be disseminated throughout the world. It may interest you to know that Montgomery's friends had him taken into custody and examined in a psychopathic hospital when he announced he had discovered a principle through which he could send messages through the air without the aid of wires or other direct physical means of communication. The dreamers of today, far better. The world has become accustomed to new discoveries. Indeed, it has shown a willingness to reward the dreamer who gives the world a new idea. Ray Rock is another good example of someone who made his dream come true. Kroc was a salesman of milkshake mixers. Most of his customers, restaurants and diners, purchased 1 or 2 units. When he received an order for 8 mixers from a small food outlet in San Bernardino, California, he decided to visit them and see how they could sell so many shakes. It was the busiest restaurant he had ever seen. The owners, the McDonald brothers, offered a very limited menu: hamburgers, cheeseburgers, french fries, shakes, and soft drinks, all at the lowest prices in the area. Kroc saw an opportunity. If he could open a chain of these restaurants, reach as a producer and profitable at this, money would flow in. He proposed the idea to the McDonald's brothers and agreed to implement it. Within a few years, McDonald's not only became the top-selling food outlet in the country, but created the fast food industry. Kroc later bought out the McDonald's brothers and expanded the business into international phenomena, making him one of the richest men of his time. I'll take a pause there. Dreams do not come true unless you take action is probably the big thing that I took away from that section, or that passage that I just read. All those big names that he mentioned: Abraham Lincoln, Henry Ford, the Kroc and Kroc, all have a vision. They all had a dream, and they went out there and conquered it. They went out there and did what it took to get what they wanted, whatever their dream was or whatever their vision was. And I guess one thing that I felt like was kind of missed out in that passage was it's going to take a lot of time. It's not an overnight thing. You're not going to dream of something, take one small actionable step, and it's going to come true the next day. That's not how it works. Okay? The dream is you have the vision, and every single day you work to it. And there might be some setbacks, but you continue trying, and you continue trying to get to where you want to be at, or where your dream or your vision's at. And that might not be an everlasting thing, right? There's going to be certain goals and certain achievements that you will get along the way. Or better yet, that goal or vision that you have in mind may never be accomplished, but through the things that you're accomplishing along the way to get to that vision or dream, things are happening. The ball is rolling, if that makes sense. And I think that's what's important. So yeah, I will end it off there. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll see where we go. Peace.